they've got Snoop Dogg back, tied to Crip activity in 2025. If you haven't heard yet, Snoop's cousin Daz Dillinger posted a video that Snoop purportedly sent him, and it put Snoop Dogg in a negative light. But this is only the newest chapter in a long-running dispute between Snoop and Daz that's been public for around 2 to 3 years now. Especially this year, Daz Dillinger has been provoking Snoop Dogg online. This whole issue actually began about 5 days ago when Daz uploaded his first video. In that clip, Daz called Snoop Snoop Knight, comparing Snoop's business methods to Suge Knight's. Since Snoop is now the owner of Death Row, he takes on the responsibilities, unfinished contracts, and outstanding payments tied to Daz and others who were once signed to the label. Earlier this year, Daz had praised Snoop for making things right, stepping in, locating unpaid money, and giving him what he was owed. But in this video, Daz claims that certain matters like royalties and old agreements still haven't been handled. He also says Snoop tried to go behind his back to trademark the Dog Pound logo, a logo Daz designed himself 30 or 40 years ago and already owns. According to Daz, once that attempt didn't work out, Snoop stopped communicating with him and stopped involving him.
In May. So months go by, I go there in July, I still don't know about the trademarks and all that. I do the work, they smiling all on my face like, yeah. But knowing behind my back, the niggas wouldn't try to trademark my. So I find out in July that Christy Lucy from Death Row, an attorney over there, trademarked the Dog Pound DPG. So I hear Snoop and say, "What's up with your lawyer?" I ain't cussing, I ain't go hard or nothing. I just say, I just found out that y'all tried to trademark the Dog Pound, and that's how I know. Me, yeah, nigga, I did it, and being tough and shit. And that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So all hell break loose. He do a show, take me, take everybody else. Like, yeah, I ain't with Dad and all that shit. For what? Because I asked you about my trademark that you tried to go behind my back and steal my. But the reason why I never trademarked it the Dog Pound, because the Cleveland Browns own the name the Dog Pound, but they spell it D-A-W-G. You know what I mean? And they have it trademarked for their football. So that was the confusion over all the 30 years of doing business with the first Death Row, with Suge Knight, but doing business with them, Reggie Wright, doing the business with them. They try to steal the shit too, but it could never happen because the Cleveland Brown owned the name of Dog Pound. Not the way that we spelled it, but it's confusion is what they said on there. So when I hear Snoop and said, "Why did y'all try to trademark the Dog Pound?" And me and everything else, they don't want to do business with me because they thought they had it.
Here's what's happening right now. Daz and Snoop are simply not aligned, and there's a reason. Snoop Dogg's long-term plan is not to run Death Row Records as a full-time CEO for the rest of his life. He's in his 60s. Managing Death Row every day is not something he plans to do forever. Snoop understands the value of the brand. He understands what Death Row could become. It seems like he stepped in to organize the business, get everything in order, and eventually sell the company for the highest possible amount. Snoop likely said, "Let's get every trademark settled, let's bring every artist together, let's clean up all Death Row contracts, the catalog, and the music rights." And Snoop probably believed he was the only person capable of doing that, because Suge Knight had burned nearly every bridge. Snoop, for the most part, hasn't burned many relationships, so he felt he could get everyone aligned. Movies, albums, partnerships, he probably wanted to run all of it. The issue is that Daz seems to be exaggerating Death Row's value. In another video, Daz claimed he believes Snoop will sell Death Row for $1 billion and cut him out of it. And because Daz thinks there's $1 billion payout waiting, he's holding on to whatever piece he has left. He's not cooperating and is keeping his portion as leverage because he believes there's a huge amount of money coming. So if Snoop came to him with a reasonable offer, for example, here's $100,000 for the trademark, Daz isn't interested. He thinks death row will eventually make $1 billion, so he refuses smaller offers. But realistically, there is almost no scenario where death row reaches that $1 billion mark.
These niggas thought they had it. But then I trademarked the paw. Because I drew the paw in 1991. Daz Dillinger. I drew that paw 1991 and I've had it ever since.
Okay, oh, so you own everything. So that's all your stuff. Now, you were saying something about the paw. Now, what are you talking about with the paw?
Well, like I was saying, the paw is trademarked. Like I told Snoop, you got rejected and I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? So that was the moneymaker. The paw is like the Apple sign, like I said before. And like I said, they tried to go behind my back and trademark all my work and then flung my face like, yeah, we got it. That's all we wanted because I'm finna sell everything for $1 billion to Universal. You know what I mean? But I'll be selling my shit.
Now, what do you mean by selling? He said he was going to sell it, or what? They're selling Death Row, the new Death Row that just came?
Snoop, everything Snoop is involved with, he gonna sell all that shit for $1 billion. You know, cash it out for their catalog. And then he sell that shit and he just start over and make new music. You know, it's easy. You sell what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got all that money. I mean, I'm counting pocket, but I got my own pocket. You know what I mean?
Now, how many albums is over there? At Death Row? Because you were saying that it was the Doggy Style and it was two other ones you was talking about?
Yeah. You know, the shit that I got on the wall right here, you know what I'm saying? The Chronic is already going back to Dr. Dre. Tupac that took all his greatest hits album, all his albums, all his shit back over to Amaru. So what is left on Death Row?
Daz himself admitted that the Tupac catalog is gone and Dr. Dre's material is gone. So what's left? What part of Death Row does he think will generate $1 billion? Still, even beyond the Dog Pound logo, Daz argues that Death Row still owes him money. He says this because Snoop is relying on the existing splits and royalty percentages in the record books. When Snoop bought Death Row out of bankruptcy, he inherited every contract, percentage, and agreement. But those splits were created by Suge Knight, and everyone knows Suge had a history of unfair business practices. Daz believes that if Suge Knight was involved in calculating those splits and royalties, they can't be trusted. He insists they need a full audit and updated percentages because the current numbers were influenced by Suge's actions. Daz argues that Suge likely adjusted the records to limit how much Death Row owed people, considering Suge had taken money from many artists in the past. He believes the existing documents show far less than what is truly owed to him and others. And that disagreement over ownership, royalties, and trust in the old Death Row paperwork is the core conflict between Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger.
But I'm coming to get my shit, so what's gonna be left on Death Row? So he gotta make new catalog, and that's where all the new cats come in at, you know what I'm saying? And making new content, you know what I mean? And
now you still have albums and stuff over there at Death Row, or what do you have over there? Now, are you part owner of it, or?
I'm not an owner.
Okay.
No.
Now, do you own anything over there, or do you write anything?
My publishing and my rights and all that other type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Songs of Songs is in publishing deals. So you might have this one song, you know what I'm saying, there's Doggy Dog World or something. So somebody might sample that song. And now you got different songs made off that song, but you get a piece of that catalog. Now your catalog is a little bit more longer now.
Okay, so now you have some Tupac songs and what all do you have going on over there?
I mean, you know, I got all the Tupac stuff. That's separate though. You know what I'm saying? But the Death Row stuff from Gamma on up, not from the past. I'm talking about Gamma on up, you know what I'm saying? From 22 on up. Just like he said, I'm gonna give everybody back their publishing. You lie. You ain't paid nobody since day one. You trying to starve niggas out, but you can't starve me out. You can starve them other niggas out, but everybody complaining over there. I just want what's mine, you know what I'm saying?
Now, you haven't got paid for any of your stuff, or how does that work? They just able to take it and it just becomes theirs, or?
You know, that bankruptcy shit, Snoop bought this shit, you know what I'm saying? But now, from 22 now, got to pay us. And right now they in there trying to change all the percentages I don't know what the they're doing to say here, this is what we owe you. You can't just come up with a number and all that other type of shit to split you. I mean, y'all doing this, listen, you guys are really accepting Suge Knight paperwork. All that paperwork Suge Knight had in there that you let me see was fraudulent because you told me, and I got the same paperwork, and my lawyer got the same paperwork where people was forging people's names and all this shit, and you're still abiding by what he got because it's so much money. Like I told everybody else, Death Row makes so much money, you got to steal.
Snoop has spent his entire career avoiding the kind of reputation that Diddy and Suge Knight received, the reputation of putting artists in unfair contracts or taking advantage of them. Snoop has never been labeled as someone who steals from artists. He's never been accused of taking anything that wasn't his. So when Snoop saw Daz online, calling him a thief and suggesting he's doing shady business, especially at a time when he's trying to rebuild and push forward the new Death Row, Snoop took it seriously. He sent Daz a video message to let him know he wasn't okay with the accusations. But instead of keeping that between them, Daz immediately leaked the video as soon as Snoop sent it today.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma fuck you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Cause you broke as a motherfucker right now, so I'ma fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
You didn't put that on the internet.
Leave me alone, cuz. I'ma fuck you up. Leave me alone.
Dez responded back. He mad now 100. Now he want to fuck me up business-wise by trying to steal everything I own that was on Death Row, by forced signatures and not paying royalties, since he had the label using our royalties to pay his staff. They making more than the artist. I sued Suge back in the day. Should I do the same to Kaz? It's all in my name. The publishing numbers don't change unless LOL. You a thief. You can't starve me out. I'm independent. I run my own ship. Always have. Kiss you, lil' boo. Former Death Row artist SKG, she took to her Instagram to show support for Dez. And she would write, "We've been watching Snoop and Dez go at it for years. Dez blocked me because of me talking to Suge. But I want to say this. Dez has always been smart and has every right to question his contract, publishing, and percentages. This industry creates an illusion of confusion. Y'all be so groupied out and then get mad when someone wants to make sure their business and bottom line is secured. I learned in my teen years when I took Corrupt back to Death Row to sign again with Suge. These people in this industry will use you until they can't use you no more and then act like you ain't done is to help and advance their position. The goal is ownership, legacy, and security. Everyone don't understand that because they're too busy taking pictures and posting on social media for validation. Now here's what I would add to this situation. I don't know who is taking from who, and I don't know the exact numbers involved. If Snoop is using Suge Knight's old paperwork or percentages, it would be wise to double check and verify everything, because Suge Knight does have a reputation for being dishonest. Still, even if Snoop has business disagreements, leaking a private video of your own cousin isn't the way to handle it. That kind of move changes how people view Snoop. Right now, Snoop Dogg is seen as the favorite uncle of America, someone who has maintained a strong positive brand while still being one of the most recognizable figures in the world. His work with Martha Stewart and his overall image has taken him far away from the days when he was fighting serious legal cases. But releasing a video he sent to you in confidence, especially one where he's clearly frustrated, affects how the public sees him. When I saw the video, even I thought, this doesn't look like the usual relaxed Snoop Dogg we know. And I'm sure many others felt the same. If that's your family, you don't do that. Whatever disagreements happen publicly are one thing, but exposing private conversations or personal messages is unnecessary and unprofessional. It's just not right. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Whose side are you on? Do you believe Snoop actually owes Daz money? Should Snoop stick to the current percentages, or should they run a full audit to clear everything up? Tell me your thoughts below. And if you're still watching and want another interesting story, click on the video that should be somewhere here on my screen. It covers how a recent live stream ended up getting Charleston White banned from coming to LA after he made extremely offensive comments about Nipsey Hussle and his daughter. I'll see you in that video. I'm out. Peace.